Hey everyone, my name is Austin and this channel is all about helping you to dig deeper and go further to better understand faith, film, and everything in between. If that is exciting to you and you are new here, you can subscribe to my channel for a new video just like this one every week. The John Wick trilogy, at least it's a trilogy for now, soon to be a quadrilogy, is one of my favorites. And now that the third film has been released on Blu-ray and DVD, I thought we were definitely due for a trilogy talk on this one. If you've been following my channel for some time, you know I actually have 3 individual videos, one for each of the movies so far. So if you want some more in-depth thoughts, you can check those videos out. I will link to them in the description below. I know I just recently changed sets, so I'm sure this change of scenery was something you noticed right away. Right now there is a Christmas tree where my set normally is, and so for obvious reasons, I had to find somewhere else to record. So my shelves are here for now. I thought let's definitely keep those in. Some Christmas decorations to definitely reflect the season. I have a really cool Gandalf mug that I just finished at a pottery place and we picked up today. And so we'll be sitting here for the next few weeks or so during the Christmas holiday season. Now back to John Wick. The John Wick movies have changed action cinema very much over the past 6 years now since the franchise started. It's really incredible to think about and look at because these movies have challenged filmmakers to look at how they do action differently, encouraging them to use detailed and tight fight choreography, as well as excellent cinematography that uses wide, longer takes to really show the action that's happening on screen. Funny thing looking back as I was getting this video together is I actually initially stayed away from the first John Wick movie because I thought it was just kind of a generic action movie and I didn't want to see him kill a puppy. Then finally, about 6 months before John Wick Chapter 2 was coming out, I finally was like, I need to check this out because clearly it's something different. And so I picked up the DVD for like $3 on Black Friday and checked it out, I think a few weeks or a few days later, and absolutely loved it and could not be any more excited for Chapter 2 that followed soon. If you remember from my first video, I really like the first movie because it does a really interesting thing in that it essentially kind of breaks down the 5 stages of grief throughout the movie and the John Wick character played by Keanu Reeves and how he goes through that. And I really like how that movie does that and just how really simple, straightforward, and tight everything about that movie is. When it comes to Chapter 2, it's really exciting to see how they opened up the world and really gave us a more in-depth look at just the lore and different backstory aspects, different character backgrounds. It really dips into all these things well. We're never given too much information, in my opinion. We get enough mystery and intrigue while still being given tons of new information about this world of assassination that John Wick lives in. There's a really neat new character arc of his past coming back to haunt him, where the first one, he was trying to kind of just wrap things up and be done. Now, because of those actions, his past is coming back and he's having to deal with those things and how that is going to affect him moving forward. Throughout the majority of this Chapter 2 movie, he is seeking peace. He's in his mind dealt with what he needed to deal with and now just wants to find peace so he can finally move on with his life. But unfortunately, due to circumstances both in and some outside of his control, that's just not going to happen. And so he is just striving throughout this whole movie to find that peace. We then move into John Wick Chapter 3 Parabellum, and if he wants this peace, hence the title Parabellum, which is Latin for prepare for war, he must prepare for war. And so this entire movie is by far some of the best action, choreography, and fight sequences ever put to screen. I saw this in an incredible, big, high definition with very, very powerful and quality speaker sound system, one of the best theater experiences I've ever had, and I will never think of any other theater experience the same. From the very first scene where John Wick kills someone with a book to the second scene where we have one of the most amazing knife fight sequences I've ever seen. And then the introduction of Halle Berry's character and all of these things, just the focus of this movie is incredible that it's able to maintain this trajectory and really give us another new direction for the John Wick character, where with the first movie, he's trying to move on through this stage of grief that he's found himself in. The second one, he is trying to move into this time of peace, and now he is just facing all of these consequences for the things he has done even up until recently. And it's really cool how each movie can break this down into a different way, where we're still experiencing a lot of the same issues that the character is going through, but it's from enough of a different angle that it's really interesting to watch. And again, though it will only maintain itself as a trilogy for the next year and a half or so, as chapter 4 is already in the works, I'm really satisfied with this trilogy that we've established so far. And I feel like if they had wrapped up the third movie a little bit differently to not be a huge cliffhanger, it really would have worked into the trilogy that it established itself as. So this is a little bit different of a trilogy talk because this won't be a trilogy for long, but I'm really appreciate the way that they're moving the story along throughout each movie. These films have reminded the world how great of an actor Keanu Reeves is. He doesn't always get great roles, but he puts his all into something that he really finds with a lot of passion. And this movie proves that. It has reminded me how great of an actor he is, but now bringing him back to the top of probably my favorite actor working today, maybe of all time. And it's awesome just to see how passionate Keanu Reeves is about this character and about the story, saying that as long as people are interested, I will keep making these movies. And that is just amazing that he has that kind of commitment to this franchise. He's such a down-to-earth and real person, and it's really cool to have someone that passionate involved in something like this. I planned on telling you kind of how I would rank the John Wick movies, but I feel like each time I watch a different one, my rank kind of changes a little bit. My quick response would typically be John Wick Chapter 2, because I feel like it really opens up the world in a good way and gives us you kind of the best of both worlds, in that a lot of stuff from the first one, some new stuff as well. It moves along the best. It's really good in a rewatchable sense, but I also love the tightness and the simplicity of the first one. But then at the same time, the action in Parabellum is just mind-blowing to me, especially with the inclusion of Halle Berry's Sophia character. And that fight scene with the dogs at the hotel in Morocco, I believe it is probably my favorite action scene of all time. It's amazing. And so it's really hard for me. I go back and forth constantly of where I would rank John Wick and the films that have been released thus far. So, but I do want to know from you right now, in this very moment, how would you rank the John Wick movies? Let me know in the comments down below. I'm sure because each movie presents different aspects of the character, the story, and the franchise, we're gonna have different answers, and that's awesome. And maybe you can help me clarify for myself what the heck movie I think is best in this franchise. I hope you have enjoyed this video and a look at the John Wick trilogy for the time being. And if you have enjoyed this and you are looking to dig deeper and go further to better understand faith and film and everything in between, you're in the right place, and you can subscribe to my channel for new videos just like this one every week. We are moving into the Christmas season soon, so expect me to be talking about some Christmas stuff as it's up and coming, as well as maybe some of the new Disney Plus stuff that's out. I'm planning on watching the first episode of Mandalorian tonight, as it just came out. As soon as my wife gets home, we're watching that together. So I'm gonna get started editing this video and get myself dug deep into Disney Plus. I'll see you guys in the next video.